This story is about a legendary archer named Tiger. He gets captured by the enemy, but later on he marries the enemy's leader and ends up with a big harem. The story begins with Tiger, who is an excellent archer of a kingdom called Brune. Brune's army is going to war against the White Kingdom. On the night before the battle, everyone in Brune's camp is excited because they think they outnumber the enemy by 5 times, so they believe victory will be theirs. But the real result of the war turns out to be completely different. The enemy's army is led by a war maiden named Ellen. Ellen is very fast and smart. She launches a sudden attack at night when Brune's army least expects it. In this attack, Brune's army suffers terribly. Ellen kills anyone who comes in her way. She even defeats Brune's prince. Because of this, Brune's army loses morale and everyone starts fleeing the battlefield. Tiger is still on the battlefield when morning comes. He starts looking for any surviving soldiers, but everywhere he only finds the dead bodies of his own army. Then suddenly someone on horseback charges at him with a sword, but Tiger kills him with a single arrow. But in the process, the horse runs away, and Tiger thinks that if only he had that horse, he could have escaped the battlefield too. Then Tiger sees some soldiers approaching on the battlefield. Among them is the silver-haired war maiden Ellen. Tiger thinks that to stop more people from dying, he must kill Ellen so the war will end. He has only 4 arrows left, so first he shoots and kills 2 horses guarding Ellen. But Ellen spots him and charges at him on her horse, sword drawn. Tiger shoots an arrow at her, but Ellen slices the arrow in half with her sword. Tiger is amazed by her skills, but still he fires a second arrow. Ellen again cuts the arrow and reaches him. Tiger realizes that there's no point in running now. Ellen holds her sword to his neck and makes him her war captive. The next morning, Tiger wakes up in a nice cell that feels better than an expensive New York apartment. A lady soldier wakes him up. She's a bit scary but also kind of funny. She takes him to Ellen, who is sitting behind a table. Ellen tells him that he is now her prisoner because he is a minor lord of a region called Alsace. The queen tells him that if his land pays a big ransom, she'll release him, but Tiger refuses. He says their land isn't rich enough to pay such a large amount. But this war maiden Ellen doesn't seem bad at all. In fact, she's impressed by Tiger's courage. She likes that Tiger tried to end the war quickly. Even though he had so few arrows, he still risked his life to stop the fighting. Then Ellen tells him that some people at court are spreading rumors about him, saying he might not be as great an archer as people say. So Ellen takes him to the archery ground, where some soldiers give him a bow and arrows. Tiger shoots an arrow at the target, but the arrow goes in the wrong direction. He realizes that the bow is faulty, but he doesn't tell anyone and tries again. But still the arrow doesn't hit the mark. The soldiers there start making fun of him. Just then, Tiger sees a man who is hiding his face, running on a building. Suddenly, that man pulls out a crossbow and tries to attack Ellen. Tiger tries to warn her, but accidentally releases his arrow, but a shield appears around Ellen and saves her. The man gets scared and tries to run away, but Tiger measures the distance and even with the bad bow, shoots an arrow at the man's leg, making him get caught. In this way, Tiger impresses everyone, and Ellen praises him too. Ellen gives him a really good offer to join her army, but Tiger refuses because he wants to protect his own land, Alsace. The next day, a man named Baldy, who had earlier ruined his bow, becomes his fan. To apologize, Baldy even shaves his head. He takes Tiger to the dining hall where they eat good food together. Tiger tells him that at his home there's a maid who cooks for him every day. Later, Tiger goes to practice where many people want to learn archery from him. After practice, when he goes to the barracks bathroom, some soldiers aren't happy with him because Tiger killed their friends in the war. Tiger thinks that he shouldn't mess with them here, so he leaves and goes to bathe somewhere else, where he finds a small dragon, which is Ellen's pet. After bathing, he comes back and tries to sleep, but Baldy wakes him up and tells him that they have caught an old man who is speaking with a Brunish accent. Hearing this, Tiger immediately runs downstairs and sees a man wearing a cloak sitting on the ground, surrounded by guards. When Tiger goes near him, he realizes that it's Bert, who used to be his old attendant and worked for his father. Their reunion is very emotional. Bert cries and tells him that Tiger's land, Alsace, is now under attack by an enemy lord, and they immediately need Tiger to protect everyone. Without wasting any time, Tiger heads for the gate, but Ellen is standing there with her sword. She asks him where he's going so late at night. Tiger tells her directly to move aside, or he'll have to disobey her orders, even though she has treated him well so far. Ellen still stands in his way and says that what Tiger is about to do is very dangerous and foolish because the enemy has 3,000 soldiers, and Tiger doesn't even have 100. She asks him how he plans to win. Tiger says that now the safety of his people comes first. He can't think of anything else. Ellen draws her sword and points it at him, saying that if Tiger tries to run away, he'll be caught and sentenced to death. Tiger is surprised because Ellen could have easily killed him by now, but she has kept him alive all this time. Tiger calms down and forms a strategy. He bows before Ellen and requests that she send her army with him so he can protect his people. Everyone is shocked to hear that a prisoner is asking his jailer for an army. Ellen laughs out loud and says that she finds Tiger very interesting. She agrees and says that if Tiger gives his land to her kingdom and joins her realm, she will send her army and even go to war with him herself. Tiger immediately says yes, but sets one condition, that Ellen will be a just and kind queen. Ellen, happy with this, calls for 1,000 soldiers soldiers and gets everyone ready for war without stopping, everyone sets out for Alsace, where the enemy has already attacked. There, Tiger's maid Tida and some old soldiers decide that all the men should be hidden in the forest and the women and children should be sent to the temple, because attacking a temple would ruin the enemy's reputation in everyone's eyes. The enemy commander, Zion, is very angry because his soldiers easily entered the town but found no one there. He expected bloodshed, but everyone had already fled. Zion feels frustrated and decides to destroy Tiger's house because he has a personal grudge against Tiger. Zion, the enemy commander, breaks into Tiger's house and starts wrecking it. Then he notices a young maid standing on the stairs holding a black bow. Zion immediately chases her and swings his sword, but the maid dodges him. They both reach the balcony. Zion grabs the maid and is about to hurt her when Tiger and Ellen arrive. Tiger shoots an arrow at Zion's hand, making him back off and scream in pain. Tiger tells Tida, the maid, to jump from the balcony. As soon as Tida jumps, a guard tries to knock Tiger's horse down with a halberd, but Tiger catches Tida in midair. Ellen uses her wind magic to gently lower Tiger and Tida to the ground without any injuries. Ellen explains that she can use wind magic thanks to her special sword, which is given only to a war maiden. Tiger thanks Ellen, but then he sees an arrow coming towards Tida. Tiger catches the arrow and shoots it back at the attacker with his bow, killing the attacker instantly. Tiger's hand gets slightly injured, but Tida tears a piece from her ripped skirt and makes a bandage for him. Ellen gets her army ready and they all attack the enemy together. Tiger realizes that his bow is now broken and can't be used anymore. Then Tida gives him the black family bow, which his father said should only be used in hard times. Tiger accepts that now is that time. While all this is happening, an enemy squad of 300 soldiers gets trapped inside the town and is wiped out, but the rest escape with Zion. Tiger and his team plan the battle at a desk, and Tida is given the task of gathering as much rope as possible with the villagers, because the ropes will be important for the battle plan. On the other side, Zion is furious, feeling like his army has lost, and now his wounded soldiers are returning to town. Zion has his hand bandaged, but it still hurts a lot whenever he touches anything. He thinks he will wait for Tiger and his army on the battlefield to set a trap when they arrive. Zion still has more men, so he divides his army into 3 parts. One part will secretly attack Tiger's main army from behind, the second will support them, and the third main force will attack from the front. Tiger knows his army is still outnumbered, 3-1, so he also divides his army into 3 parts. Tiger himself stands with the main force facing Zion. Then Ellen draws her sword and shouts to her army, "Charge!" Both armies clash with each other. The enemy archers rain arrows from above, which could have caused huge damage to Tiger's army. But Ellen uses her wind magic to sweep all the arrows away and saves everyone. Tiger realizes that if the archers aren't stopped, Ellen will get exhausted, so he looks for the archers and shoots 3 arrows at once, taking down 3 archers in a single shot. Ellen is very impressed by his skills, and maybe even thinks that one day she could become Tiger's enemy. For now, she goes to fight the spearmen, cutting through them like a knife through butter and pushing her army deeper into enemy territory. Tiger keeps supporting her, and his loyal attendant Bert keeps bringing him new arrows whenever Tiger runs out. Tiger and Ellen's team easily defeats the enemies. In the middle of the battlefield, 2 cavalrymen crash into each other, causing chaos all over the field, while Ellen continues to slash enemies left and right. All of a sudden, a loud roar echoes across the battlefield. Tiger and Ellen immediately realize something big is about to happen. The enemy army parts to make way for a massive, iron-plated land dragon. Everyone gets scared seeing the dragon, but a few brave soldiers try to fight it. The dragon easily kills them all. Wherever it goes, it crushes people under its feet, leaving no one alive. Tiger tries to shoot an arrow at the dragon's eye, but even his arrows can't pierce the dragon's skin. Zion, the enemy commander, laughs as he orders his army to surround Tiger's forces from both sides. But Tiger had already guessed Zion would try something like this, so he had kept half of his army hidden on the side. At the right moment, they appear and break the enemy's flank, saving Tiger's main force. Now Ellen decides to face the dragon herself. She activates her magic and forms a massive wind ball filled with cold, sharp winds. The dragon charges at her, but Ellen shrinks the wind ball and launches it at the dragon, sending it flying into the air. Then Ellen slices the dragon into 2 pieces with her sword. Everyone in the army breathes a sigh of relief and starts moving forward again. Zion, meanwhile, is frustrated, mourning the death of his dragon and trying to think of his next move. In the middle of this, Tiger pulls a new trick. He calls half of his army back as if they're retreating, making the enemy think they can chase and capture them. But it's all a trap. Tiger's army has set up ropes on the ground. As soon as the enemy cavalry charges forward, Tiger's men pull up the ropes, causing the enemy soldiers to fall off their horses. Many enemies are easily killed, giving Tiger's army small but important victories. In the end, Tiger plays his last trump card. While Zion is already under pressure, he gets a report that 2,000 more people are coming from behind them, and if nothing is done, they will be completely surrounded. Zion gets shocked because he thinks that Tiger and Allen together only had 1,000 people. So where did these 2,000 new people come from? Out of fear, he starts to panic. But Zion doesn't doesn't know that this is all Tiger's trick. These aren't 2,000 people, but actually 100 people, and the rest are empty horses running on the battlefield. The enemy only sees the horses from far away, so they get confused. Zion's people tell him to send the second dragon, but Zion refuses because Alan had sliced the first dragon like a tomato with a knife. The battle is raging fiercely. There's fog and chaos everywhere. Zion believes Tiger's bluff to be true and gets very scared. He thinks that now he should immediately call his army and run away from the battlefield. His soldiers tell him that the fight can still be won, but Zion is so terrified that he just wants to escape. Tiger's army chases the enemy, and finally, Tiger and Zion come face to face. Zion calls Tiger a traitor for joining hands with Alan, but Tiger calmly says that Zion will be punished for destroying his area. Zion gives a challenge. Let's have a single duel with each other. Tiger knows that he's just an expert with the bow and arrow, which is useless in close combat. Alan tries to stop him, but Tiger insists and rides forward on his horse with his bow. Zion also comes on his horse with a lance and shield. He mocks Tiger, saying that the bow is useless in front of him. Tiger shoots an arrow, but Zion blocks it with his shield. Tiger keeps shooting arrows at the same spot on the shield again and again, and finally, Zion suddenly attacks. At that moment, Tiger shoots another arrow that breaks the shield and injures Zion's hand. Tiger's army claps and cheers. Zion's army immediately comes to rescue him. Alan also charges with her army, and another big battle starts. In all this chaos, Zion sits on his dragon and escapes, leaving his army behind, and mocks Tiger. Tiger feels bad that Zion got away. Suddenly, a voice comes from his bow, as if the bow itself is speaking, and says, "Aim at the dragon." Tiger immediately obeys the bow, shoots his arrow with Alan's magic. The arrow hits the dragon directly, and Zion dies right there. The dragon also falls into the lake and perishes. Seeing their commander's death, the enemy army loses all morale and surrenders immediately. This all happens the next day after the battle. Tito suddenly enters the room and sees Alan lifting Tiger by putting a sword in his mouth. Tito feels jealous, seeing his master allowing other girls to do this to him. Then, when it's found out that Tiger is going to Alsace, Tita cooks food for him and gets specially ready so she can go on a picnic with him. But Tiger politely refuses because he doesn't have time. Still, Tita insists and both of them head out together. On the other side, Alan is called to ZCH Ted's capital, Sicilia, where she has to justify her actions in front of the king because she fought the battle against Thénardier without the king's permission. Lim asks Alan why she trusts Tiger so much. Alan explains that she loves Tiger and is fascinated by his strength and natural talent. Lim understands this, but still doesn't agree that it's enough to trust him when Alan knows so little about Tiger. When Alan reaches the palace, she tells the king that Count Tiger had asked for her help to protect the peace of Alsace. This angers the king, but the second war maiden, Sophia Obertus, intervenes. Sophia says that Alan acted quickly because war doesn't wait for anyone, and Brunn would never want ZCH Ted to get involved in their internal matters. When the king is asked about Alan's punishment, he explains the kingdom's stance. Outside the court, Alan has a small argument with the second war maiden, Lyudmila Luri, who mocks her for being scolded by the king. Then Sophia steps in and calms them both down. Sophia warns Alan that Lyudmila's family is an old ally of Rardier, so they can also change the king's opinion. Sophia warns Alan that her friendship with Tiger could make her a lot of new enemies. In Brunn's capital, Thénardier and Ginlon have pulled back their army, so Alsace is peaceful for now. But this peace will last only a few days because Thénardier wants to take revenge for his son Zion's humiliating defeat. He tells his wizard to prepare new dragons again, which will take a month so that a full-scale war can be fought against Tiger's army. To kill Tiger, the Duke plans to summon some dangerous assassins, and to defeat Alan, he will take help from another war maiden. After reaching Alsace, Tiger sees that everyone is safe. Then he rests. He dreams about his childhood and the moments he spent with his father, then wakes up. He sees that Tita is still sleeping, so he wakes her up. Tita quickly gets up and apologizes. Later, they go to meet Earl Mashes, but there they also meet Lim. Tiger tells him about his partnership and his plan to fight Duke Thénardier together with Alan. Mashes asks if Tiger will side with Duke Ginlon, but Tiger clearly says that he has no interest in either of the dukes. All this happens with Mashes' support, who goes to Brunn's capital and presents Tiger's truth and justice in front of the king. Tiger goes to all the nearby places and asks other kings and nobles for support so that everyone can fight together against Thénardier. All the nobles get ready to support him and say that Tiger will now become Brunn's third biggest power. Later, Tiger, Alan, and Lim sit together to plan ahead. Alan tells them that her king has given her permission to take Alsace, but on one condition. This area will be given to ZCH, which means Alan will have to give up her own territory too. Alan says that the king's position on ZCH is still not clear. He can take any side for his own benefit. Their biggest worry is that the war maidens can turn against him anytime, like Lyudmila, who looks a bit simple and innocent. Just then, Lyudmila herself shows up and says she wants to meet Tiger. She introduces herself as the war maiden of the cleansing sword. On her request, everyone shifts the meeting to Roderick village. On the way, they realize that this was all a trap, and suddenly they are attacked by Sarish, i.e. expert assassins, who have been sent by Duke Thénardier. Tiger saves them from the first assassin's dart and pins him to a tree with his arrow. Lim finishes the second assassin, but a poisonous snake bites her and she falls down. Alan kills the snake and Tiger quickly tries to remove the poison to save Lim. Then more assassins arrive, but Mila uses her magical spear Lavius and her cryokinesis, power of ice, to finish them all. Then everyone immediately takes Lim to Roderick for treatment. After Lim gets better, everyone goes around the market where they find street food. Mila, even though she's hungry, doesn't eat anything because she wants to maintain her prestige. But Tiger convinces her, which makes Alan jealous, and the two have a small fight. Mila says that Tiger is good, but he bows too much in front of Alan, so he doesn't stand a chance with any other girls. Their fight ends when Mila goes back to her home, Olmütz. Alan predicts that Mila is going to send her army to Leyte Moritz to stop Alan's movements and help the Duke for her own benefit. Mila has no problem with Tiger, but for the sake of her region Olmütz, she wants to stay on the Duke's side. Alan's prediction turns out to be right, so everyone sits together to plan the next step. Now they have two options: either fight Mila now, or send their army to Alsace to stop Nadir and Ginlan's attack. Tiger says that they have to protect their allies too, so he plans to send a message to Mila, but Mila ignores Tiger's message, and both sides' armies start preparing for war. Mila organizes her army, even though her soldiers themselves are against fighting Alan. Mila says that it's her duty to protect the relationship that her family and the Thénardiers have built for generations.